You're watching January Keaton.
January Keaton. A head-on crash in northwestern Pennsylvania has killed 6 people, 2 of them children. Authorities say an SUV crossed into oncoming traffic and hit the front of an approaching car.
Takeover fraud is one of the most basic forms of identity theft. It happens when a fraudster steals personal information to take control of existing bank or credit card accounts.
A beautiful temperature, but awful with rain tomorrow. Finally, we get some good 80s and...
Well, by the end of the week, we will.
All right, sounds good. By the way, me and Andy once again did not coordinate this gold on
Also,
gold.
know your cholesterol and blood pressure numbers. Mine, 118/80.
All right. My heart is awesome.
What's yours? President Trump has a higher approval rating than Congress. According to that poll, only 10% approve of how Congress is working. Wow.
No, let's don't want to come on
tough
41
crowd
NBC.
for Congress.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
tough
here
crowd.
at Integra Networks. Now, shout out to Dave Prescott really quickly. I promised I would say that because he donated this entire airport hangar to Toys for Tots for this very reason. I'm going to let you see what's going on back here.
The 69th Primetime Emmy Awards had a little bit of everything. I know, it's very snooty. They want us to know the 69th Annual Primetime Emmy Awards had some big stars, some first-time winners, and even a few record setters.
Hey, David Daniels.
Well, it's Friday night, and you know that means high school football around Middle Georgia. Tucker Sargent, Michael Warwick, they're out at Dan Pitt Stadium in Forsyth getting ready for the big game of the week on the end zone between Mary Persons and Peach County.
Right, well, I'm a gardener. I have a green thumb. But here's a question I want to know. How can I grow plants in the shade, Michael?
Oh, well, I think we'll get that answer.
Good morning, everyone. The trend begins with Justin Bieber's legal trouble and his monkey finds a home. Trust me, this will all make sense in just a second.
Shame on you,
I
Shia.
love that one guy was just like, come on, man.
Come on, man, this
Come
isn't
on, man.
right. He's a fan, too. All right, switching to different kind of movie news now. Plenty of it to start your week, including an on-set injury that wasn't what it seemed. A promposal to an Oscar winner. MTV shakes up its awards, and the fallout from that Pepsi ad. David Daniel has it all in your Hollywood Minute.
We don't want it to last forever, lady. We all got to do something in the light. Well, several of those watching cried during totality, and many say they're already planning for the next U.S. eclipse, which happens, by the way, in 7 years.
Oh, poor baby. Well, your family will likely get sick, too, so you need to be prepared. Here's Andy Willis with what you can do to make sure the germs don't catch you by surprise.
Andy, look at us.
yeah,
Once
action ready
again.
again.
And we didn't plan it again.
3 Saturdays in a row.
3 Saturdays in a row. That's right, Andy.
All right, guys, moving on. A Macon man was robbed at gunpoint last night by a man he was reportedly loaning money to anyway. Bibb deputies say the 23-year-old victim met with 22-year-old Drake Holmes to loan him some money.
One had an elevator fall on its head, and the other child had a 300-pound tombstone crush its skull. Neither one of those children's injuries were as severe as Jesse's. He said Jesse had absolutely no
A
chance.
suspect is in custody today after opening fire in his Washington State high school, killing a classmate and injuring 3 others. Alex Ramos was one of the men caught on camera beating a black man in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now, this was the day Alex Fields drove his car through the crowd of counter-protesters, killing Heather Heyer. A man's body was found in a car in Milledgeville Tuesday afternoon. The vehicle was parked in front of a home on the 1100 block of South Jefferson Street. Police identified the man as 59-year-old Melvin May.
Comment on Facebook. And according to Saratoga police, the teen who reportedly posted that comment, he's now charged with making a terroristic threat. We want to turn to the news center's Lindsay Nielsen, who's live outside the Saratoga High School tonight. Listen to this, guys. A 6-year-old Indiana boy trapped for more than 3 hours under 11 feet of sand at an Indiana park was saved by a
I may be inventing a new style, new hip way of dressing.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Sure, the kids love babushkas. Up next, guys, Peach County. Thank you very much, ma'am. Peach County coach Chad Campbell joins our Bill Shanks in the Coach's Corner.
A century and a half old, and she doesn't look bad, does she? That's because of 6 years of renovations that have been going on.
Ashamed. That's how the CEO of United Airlines says he felt after seeing video of that bloody passenger being dragged off the plane. That's just terrible. Well, a man who was wanted on several warrants turned himself in to Redford Township Police. He was sentenced this morning after he taunted officers on Facebook. and they accepted his challenge. Of course, there are also some scammers who use low prices to get in the door, and then they scare homeowners into expensive, possibly unnecessary work. All right, turning to politics, guys, the Republican health care bill is in serious jeopardy after the Congressional Budget Office predicted it would mean millions of people losing their health insurance.
Safety provisions for the tenants who have to cross busy Central Avenue from those motels. Several motel tenants have been struck, many of them fatally.
Right, because hundreds of thousands of victims had their cards fraudulently charged for things they didn't even order or buy. Investigators say the man behind that scheme tried to do it so subtly that no one even noticed. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office released a photo of the man they believe shot and killed Voiselle Renfro.
The charred remains of what used to be 22 Minder Street. Police are still trying to figure out a motive. When Tolliver was arrested last night, he gave no reason why he came back and torched the house.
Work, right? Yeah. Big money. But this story was no flip. It was actually a flop emotionally and financially for a homeowner who hoped to use his good credit to become a property manager. Sheriff's deputies found a 55-year-old man dead in a home on Berlin Drive. The man who allegedly killed him was found walking down a street a short time later.
150 years ago today, the tradition of the summer racing season at Saratoga began. And to mark such a huge birthday, the track is pulling out all the stops from prizes to one amazing cake.
You may have already noticed a difference on your Cox Communications bill in the way you pay for internet. Cox now has a limit on the Wi-Fi data you can use.
Already display them on the screen before you withdraw. Well, if you didn't win last night's Powerball jackpot, don't worry, neither did anyone else.
But along a 70-mile wide path from Oregon through South Carolina, millions watched as daylight turned to darkness.